Hi and welcome to Sounds Heavenly. I'm Steve. I'd like to tell you a little bit about what we do. At soundsheavenly.com we're the UK's leading provider of cabling, advice and accessories for Bang and Olufsen music systems and TVs. Today I'd like to tell you a little bit about the options for setting up a basic home cinema system. Now, as any B&O dealer will tell you, the best option for high quality sound and vision is a B&O TV, if funds allow. If your budget is a little more limited, the traditional approach is to use your B&O speakers with a third-party AV receiver, ideally a good one with pre-out sockets on all channels, and this way your speakers can connect directly to this. What I'm going to look at today is an option that is even more cost effective, which is to use a PC, laptop or Mac as the centrepiece of your home cinema system. Both of the options, the AV receiver and the computer, can be covered in the same way here. So we're going to look at what we can do really to set up a good quality sound and visual system and how to use your B&O speakers with that to best effect. First choice really, in terms of the picture, is do you want a monitor, as in a computer monitor or TV, or a projector? And there are two factors that really are the deciders for that. Firstly, how big do you want the picture to be? And secondly, how bright is the room? We can cover room brightness very easily. If you have a lot of ambient light, your best choice is normally a monitor or TV screen. These are typically smaller than projection screens, but they generate a lot of light, so they can be used in very bright sunlit rooms. Whereas for a projector, although they've improved a lot over the years, they generally need a little bit of control of the ambient light, or to be used in darker rooms in the evenings so that you get the best from the picture. Now, in terms of picture size, we can very easily give you an idea of what sort of thing to aim for. All you need is a tape measure, and what I would suggest is from your usual seating position, measure how far it is in inches to the wall where your screen will be mounted. If you're the sort of person like me who likes to be on the front row of a movie theatre, then your best option in this case is take that measurement from your seating position to the wall, and that's the optimal screen size, diagonally, corner to corner. If you prefer to be at the back of a movie cinema, not overwhelmed by the picture but able to enjoy it nonetheless, then I would suggest take that distance to the wall, halve it, and that is probably your optimal TV or monitor screen size. So once you've got that, that's basically a really easy way to work out the sort of size you want to be looking for your room. Now next we're going to look at the issue of sound. Do you want stereo or surround sound? How do we get the sound from your computer or AV receiver to your B&O speakers? How many speakers and how to connect them? Now, in terms of getting sound from your computer, if you want to use this as an option, then I would strongly recommend the Behringer UFO202. We offer these in our store and they've been a very popular choice. So you can find these at soundsheavenly.com, and basically this gives you high quality gold RCA phono outputs for stereo connection to a pair of B&O speakers. You've got full volume control from the computer, and there's also a headphone socket which can be used obviously for headphones, or if you wish for a second pair of B&O speakers. So you may see on the wall behind me are a pair of Beolab 3000 speakers. So trying to find those behind me in the picture, there we go. And they are connected via a Behringer adapter using the second outputs. At the front of the screen, out of view at the moment, are a pair of Beolab Penta 3 speakers. So all four speakers give the same stereo output, but obviously with using the headphone output to the rear speakers, I can use the little thumb wheel on the Behringer adapter to control the rear speaker level. And in this case, stereo sound to four speakers works at least as well as surround sound, which often only gives limited information to the rear speaker channels. This leads on to my next question of how many speakers should you use? Well, again, as with the screen size, the choice is entirely yours. If you're looking to either have a limited budget or a limited amount of space, then you'll find that one good pair of speakers running in stereo will nearly always outperform a cut price surround system. So priority really should be getting the front speakers to the best quality possible. If you want to add just rear speakers or a subwoofer as well, probably still go for stereo. It's only really if you're going for 5 channels and a subwoofer or more speakers that then changing from stereo to surround sound can start to have benefits. Now in this case we'll look primarily at the connections of the speakers. If you've got any questions about the best option for your system at home, or any questions about connecting your speakers either to a computer or an AV receiver, please get in touch at soundsheavenly.com and we'll be more than happy to help. So as we move on to the popular connections for B&O speakers, we'll deal with the unusual versions first. Now, first of all, we're often asked about the little Beolab 4 or Beolab 4 PC speakers. These have B&O's traditional 8-pinned-in power link inputs, but also they have 3.5mm headphone-style Minijack inputs. And whenever you connect these speakers to a third-party device, whether that be the Behringer sound card for your PC or an AV receiver with pre-outs, the speakers will not work via the power link inputs. So in this case, what you need is a cable like this one, which has 2 Phono plugs for the Behringer adapter or for the pre-out sockets of an AV receiver, and 2 3.5mm Minijack plugs to go into the 2 speakers. Set the speakers to line mode via the little switch on the back. One cable will connect 2 speakers, and that's all you need to do. The next most common option, and probably the one that causes the most misunderstanding, are B&O speakers that have RCA phono inputs for line. Now this is the majority of the speakers that are actually out there on the market at the moment, on the pre-owned market, as well as a lot of newer models. As a rule of thumb, if you've got B&O floor standing tower speakers, then these will have 8-pin power link inputs, but they are not the inputs you should use when connecting to a non-B&O device. Now this includes Beolab 1, the very tall speakers, Beolab Penta, Beolab 6000 and 8000, and Beolab 18. So that's the 5 column speakers that B&O have made over the years. These all have Phono RCA line inputs. As well as that, there are the Beolab 5, 50 and 90 flagship models. There are the Beolab 4000, 4500, 5000, 3000, so the little leaf-shaped speakers that you can see just behind my image there in gold. There are the square wall mount speakers, as well as the newer Beolab 17s and the Beolab 19s woofer and Beolab 20 floor standing speakers. So there's a huge range of speakers there that do not connect through their power link inputs. Obviously there's a lot of ground covered there, so again, please get in touch if you've got any questions about connecting your speakers. Have a look on the speaker socket panel behind your speakers if you're unsure, but basically for the majority of B&O speakers, what you would use to connect to either the Behringer sound card or an AV receiver with pre-out sockets would be one of these cables with twin phono plugs at both ends. It's fully shielded, and that will connect 2 speakers via their line inputs to the computer or to an AV receiver. There are a few speakers that do use the power link inputs when used with a non-B&O system, but these are the exception. There's Beolab 3, Beolab 9 and the very latest model of Beolab 4000. Now these are the ones that don't have a power button on the front. so they were only made from 2008 onwards. These will have a cable again with twin phono plugs to go to the Behringer sound card or to an AV receiver, and twin 8-pin DIN plugs to go to 2 speakers. And the final option we'll cover today very briefly is speakers that don't have a line input option. A lot of B&O stores will tell you that it's not possible to use these speakers with a non-B&O system. However, we've come up with a solution for this. This is what we call a powered line adapter. This connects to the 8-pin DIN input of these speakers, including Beolab 2, Beolab 7 and Beolab 10 centre speakers, and the Beolab 2500, which was a pair of stereo speakers from the early 1990s. What this does is it links into the phono outputs of the Behringer sound card or an AV receiver and provides the powered trigger signals that I use then to activate the speaker and tell it to switch on. Now, we've covered a lot of ground in this, and connecting Beolab speakers is always straightforward, but there are a lot of options to choose from. So what I would suggest is, if you've got any questions about the best way of connecting your speakers, choosing screens and making a home cinema system to work well for you, please get in touch. You can reach us at soundsheavenly.com. We're always happy to help with any questions, and we can provide all the cabling, connections and advice for you to get everything working. I hope this has been helpful for you. Please do subscribe to our channel. There'll be more videos coming shortly, and we're also going to cover in more detail the option of connecting to an AV receiver for Beolab speakers. Thank you for watching.